What's up, it's Joe Fu, here for Fu Life, and today we're going to make a vegan chili. I call it the Fu chili, of course. Everything's got Fu in it. Since it's not a chili with meat, we're going to use a tofu. The rest of the ingredients that we're going to be using, they're all down underneath the video, listed out for you with the directions. The first thing we're going to do, though, is I like to season the tofu and have it sitting while I prepare everything else so the tofu kind of absorbs the spice. I use an Italian herb tofu. Okay, it's really firm, it's super firm, so it's got the texture of a meat, and then it's got the Italian seasonings just to add the extra flavor to the chili. But I'm a spicy guy. So at Whole Foods they have a Caribbean jerk spice that in their organic section, but you can use any type of spice you want to add. You can use a Caribbean jerk, you could use a tequila lime, anything that you want to add flavor to your chili, because a vegan chili, it's all about the spices and what you add to it. You know, when you're eating a meat chili, it's the fat that gives it the flavor. It's the soaked meat that kind of gives it that flavor. Well, with vegan chili, you're getting the spices and the flavor all from natural organic stuff instead of fat. That's the whole point. And I'm a huge chili lover, so I wanted to make a way that, you know, when I eat my chili, the flavor's just bursting in my mouth. So Italian herb, super firm. I mean, look at that. I'm squeezing it. Super firm tofu. Now, I'm going to take Caribbean jerk seasoning, and there's no exact amount. I just coat my tofu. Okay? So that was probably maybe a tablespoon, half a tablespoon, just right about there. And I'm going to crush it up, and I may add more. I'm going to see how it coats it as I crush it up and make it into like a crumbled meat. You know, that's the texture I'm looking for, like, you know, like ground beef. So we'll crumble this up and make sure it's coated really well with the spice. Alright, so here, I got the tofu coated pretty well, but I want to add just a little bit more. So I'm going to sprinkle a little bit more on the top, give it a nice coating, and then while we prepare everything else, then we'll, you know, this will just be sitting here in the spices, and the tofu will absorb the spices with the Italian herbs in there too. Okay. Alright, take a look at this. I'm going to show you this. Now it's like really ground up, like, you know, ground meat. I actually want to get these bigger pieces. I'm going to grind them down a little bit more. But that's what you're looking for, and it's got that little bit of the red hue of the Caribbean jerk spice. You don't want this bright red. You just want a little red hue and just have enough spice. Make sure you taste everything you're doing. That's perfect. Alright, we're going to set this aside. We're going to get everything else together and meet over at the stove. Okay, I'm going to put this on about 8 on my stove. Get it nice and hot before I put anything in there. Before I got everything together, this is actually 2 large white onions. I put in 2 tomatoes and 4 cloves of garlic. 4 cloves of garlic. And I did it in my Vitamix, and I put it on level 1 to 2 and just made a nice like salsa of it, which, doing this together again, blends the flavors together. You know, everything is flavor when you're making vegan stuff, because, again, you're not using fat to flavor everything. And why, if you want to lose weight, why would you eat fat? It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it tastes great. And I know my bacon lovers, they love their fat, and I was a huge bacon lover. But now I do everything with flavor, organic spices, and things that are going to add to my body, not take away, or make me hate myself. We're going to add our onions, garlic, and tomato. Alright. Get this out of the way. The smell that is coming out of this already is incredible. Now what you want to do is you want to cook these here until the onions start getting clear. I'm already starting to tear. You see this? Cook these till they get clear. And don't cry. It's okay. Oh my god, I just got the biggest whip of onion in my eyes. Food life was never supposed to make me cry. It was supposed to make my life better. Let me go before my tears get in my chili. Oh my god, that was a good one. Tell you can laugh, it's funny. Wow. I still can't believe I got so much onion in my eye.
This is going on the outtakes.
Huh?
This is an outtake.
Oh my god. After I compose myself. That was the biggest. Saving time on not doing that.
No, I'll cut it out.
No, I don't care. It's funny. It doesn't matter. Whatever you vision this as long as they make the chili, that's all I care about. Do me a favor and don't place your face over. Yeah, you might want to take a whiff, but don't put your face over it, because otherwise you'll end up crying in your chili, and I don't want that being your own secret ingredient. Okay, now go ahead and take a look at this, but don't put your face in it. You'll see that the onions are starting to become clear. So I'm going to go ahead and add the tofu now. Okay. We're going to mix up the tofu with that, let that cook up a little bit. And then whatever you didn't chop up of your tofu, or if you need a little bit more chop of the onions, this is the perfect time to work it with your spatula and get it to the consistency you want. Break that up and make it look like, a good meat. You're going for the look of meat, especially for the people who are going to have a hard time that, man, I'm not putting meat in my chili. You want to make make yourself feel comfortable in these ways that you're changing your food. I mean, it's something that I had to learn too. I came from eating steak every day. Chili was a staple in my past diet, and I wanted to find stuff that made me feel comfortable and kind of comforted me, with these changes I was making and what I was doing in my head. So this was one of the things, and not only is this delicious, nutritious, and packed full of protein, because everybody says that vegans don't get enough protein. Not that I'm vegan. I eat whole food, plant-based food, but, vegan fits mostly everything I do. Okay? So now what we're going to do, and I showed you the 3 beans that you're going to use. You could use any 3 beans, add another bean, add less. But I have today black beans, pinto beans, and dark red kidney beans. They're all organic, low sodium. I'm going to add them. Yes, they were canned. I put them in a strainer, rinse them out, and that's it. And now I'm adding them. Alright, next you're going to add your pasta sauce or tomato sauce. I use the fat-free organic pasta sauce from Whole Foods. It's 25 ounces a jar, so I use 2, so about 50 ounces. You can use a little bit more or less. It's up to you. Whatever flavor you like the best. Again, experiment with it, see what you like. Alright, as I add this, I'm going to go ahead and stir it up. Alright, that's the beans, the tofu, the tomato sauce, the onions, the garlic, fresh tomato, in there. That's what it's going to look like right there. I'm going to drop this down to about 5 now. I'm going to add all the spices I've mixed up together. I don't like adding the spices one at a time, because then you're going to keep mixing up. I like to get the spices together. I shake them up in a container, and now I'm just going to get them in there and keep mixing it up as I add. And I do this for the consistency of the recipe, to get the spices everywhere. I mean, this is how simple it is to make this. I mean, the next step is we're going to add some water, and then we're going to let it cook for about 90 minutes. I'm actually going to go to the gym while it's cooking. then come back and do the last step, and I'm done. And I have, I have chili for days. You want to add enough water to cover over the ingredients about an inch. Packed full of protein, low in salt, and low in fat. Why wouldn't you make a chili like that? That you could eat more of, enjoy it, have great flavor. I don't know. Alright, there we go. Now I'm going to drop this down to 1. I'm going to set my timer for 90 minutes. And I'm going to let it sit here and simmer itself up. And we'll be back in 90 minutes after I go to the gym. Alright, we just got back from the gym. Chili's almost ready. You got one more thing to do. Grab a little bit of whole wheat flour. That's what I do. With this recipe, I'm using 4 tablespoons of flour. Okay? Now, if you did a smaller batch, just cut it down to the ratio that you use. Okay? So it's 4. We're going to take some water, and what you're going to do is you're going to turn this into a thin paste. Okay? So don't go crazy. Don't try to go crazy with precise measurements. You want to make this a thin paste. Okay? I threw a little bit of water in there, and it's thick. We're going to thin it out some more. There we go. And once you mash this up, alright, this is almost a perfect consistency. Show you there. Get it really good. See that consistency there? That's the consistency you're looking for your chili. Okay? Now what we'll do is we're going to add this to our chili, and then we're going to let it mix it up really well, and then let it simmer again for about another 10 minutes, then you're done. Your vegan chili is finished. It's that simple. I hope you enjoy your Food Life vegan chili. I'm going to go put this in, and I'm going to get ready to have some lunch. See you next video.